Uh, what
Mhm.
brings you here today?
So I'm here today. I've just been having a lot of anxiety and just a lot of like nervous feelings surrounding work and school. I've been working this job for like 3 years now, and it kind of feels like I'm stuck in that same place and I can't really move up. Um, and for school, it just seems like I added a lot to my plate. Um, I just think I'm putting myself in too much. Um, kind of too many things going on where I can't really focus on enjoying life at the same time.
So basically, what I'm getting is you're feeling a little overwhelmed because you can't catch a balance between school and work. And with that, it comes the unknown feeling that you might not be moving up back in the workplace, basically.
hmm Yeah, it just feels like I'm kind of stuck where I'm at. And it's tough because I went back to school to kind of help that and like help myself be able to move forward. But then I'm still working because I need to make money to pay bills and everything. But it's hard to kind of balance working at a job that I'm starting to despise while also doing my schoolwork to help myself move forward. I don't know. It's just a lot all at once, and it's bringing up a lot of like overwhelming feelings and anxieties.
So how is the support at home? Like, do you have anyone that you talk to about how you're feeling, or anyone have you ever expressed these emotions with a colleague or anyone?
Yeah, so at home I have my parents, I have siblings, and I do have my boyfriend as well. It's tough to kind of open up to them about the situation because I feel like they really don't understand. Um, a lot of them they're in jobs that they enjoy, or they're only in school and they're not working. So it's hard. I feel like they don't understand the true the issue with trying to balance both of those while still being able to say like I enjoy my free time. I don't because it seems like I don't even have any free time anymore. So it's hard for me to really talk to anybody and feel like they can give me advice, I guess.
Okay. Fine. Like, to me, how you may find this as a challenge, like with not being able to have someone understand from your perspective of being.
Yeah. So, yeah, so I kind of maybe it's me just n not giving them the or maybe I'm just talking about them in a bad way and I don't mean to, but it's kind of I just think that when I see them and see that they're happy and they're being able to do things like go on vacation or go out and spend a day like shopping or going and doing these like extra activities, and then I'm stuck at home doing my schoolwork, or I'm stuck at work all day, or doing both on a daily basis. It's kind of, I feel like if I were to talk to them about how stressed out I am, they won't understand because they don't have the same issue, I guess, or it doesn't seem like I've never seen them go through the same thing where it seems like they could really understand um, where I'm coming from. So it's kind of hard to open up when I feel like they're just gonna give me that generic advice that you'd hear from anybody.
Um, Basically, what I'm getting is because they have that more free time and they're not in your shoes, they don't understand that you basically don't have the balance to have that free time also.
Yeah, and it's making me very very anxious and kind of overwhelmed with how my life is going. I didn't expect it to be like this, I guess. Being 23, I thought I would have more put together at this point, I guess.
Um, when you say put together, can you just give me an example, like what's your meaning of put together?
Yeah, so for me, I think when I think of what my life would have been, when I look back when I was a kid and what I kind of thought I would be at this point, I kind of think that I would be in a job that I enjoy. I'd be married, maybe own a house, maybe have a kid, or like be planning to have a kid. Um, Kind of just have all of these pieces in place that now being that age, I kind of realize how difficult it is to get to those points.
Mhm.
Because being stuck at my job, I don't see a way out. I don't see a way up. I think I'm stuck where I am until I can get through school. But then trying to get through school while working that job is just a lot. So I think for me it's just I thought I would have more accomplished.
So is it like a feeling of just I'm trying to find that word, a feeling
Mm.
of, I don't want to say not having hope, but
I think that's kind of what it is. It's like as a kid, I thought by now I would have everything figured out, but like not even seeing anything in the near future, like where I would be enjoying my job or enjoying free time, or I don't even see like any time in the future where I'll be like buying a house. So it kind of does seem hopeless for me because it kind of seems like it's never going to happen. So it kind of seems like I'm just wasting my time.
have you experienced these type of emotions? Have you ever experienced this, or are these new to you?
So I've always had like anxiety, and I mean, I'm a very anxious person to begin with, but I think just with how overbearing and overwhelming it's gotten, it's definitely increased significantly. I mean, it feels more like inescapable than it did in the past. It kind of feels like there's no way out, and like you're stuck in a very small room, like just unable to escape. It's just like kind of everything's closing in on me, and it's hard to see my way out.
Okay. So you have experienced these emotions, and these emotions have brought forth like you're closed in and there's no way out of, you don't have a way to cope, basically. Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be what it is. It's I haven't found a coping strategy that really has helped me process these emotions, and then not having anyone really to talk to about it has also kind of made it just internalized so much that it's been just very, again, overwhelming.
Mm, let me ask, what do you do for self-care?
Right now, I try to go on walks sometimes, try to go on walks and clear my head. Um, Sometimes I'll read, but it's hard to find, like I said, that free time to really do anything else besides work and school. And those definitely don't contribute positively to my self-care. So it's kind of hard to like find those moments to like take a deep breath and do something for myself.
I just feel like you just keep on going with emotions, basically.
Pretty much it's just get through the day at this point, get through work, get through school, get my assignments turned in and go to bed. That's how each day seems.
Okay. Um, so these situations have impacted like your daily living like needs, basically.
Hmm. Yeah, it kind of makes it hard to, when I wake up in the morning, think like it's going to be a good day, because every day I wake up and it's not a good day, honestly. It's like it's just going through the motions, going through the day, and hoping when I get home at night I can lay down and get a good night's sleep and try again the next day. And it's a little hard to go through that and not see a way out.
Um, I know you said you have the support of like family, friends, and you said a boyfriend, correct?
Hmm.
Um, have you guys ever spoke about this like one on one? To just give clarity.
I've spoken to him about it a few times, but it kind of seems like he's not listening to what I'm saying, because he'll tell me like, "Oh, you're okay, you're fine," and he doesn't really try to understand from my perspective, kind of where I'm coming from. It's hard to explain things to him in a way that he'll actually listen to me. It just seems like he thinks I'm just being crazy, or like just taking things out of context, or like making things bigger than they need to be. It kind of seems like he just doesn't think like my situation is as bad as I do, so he doesn't take it seriously.
Kind of like he thinks you're like overreacting to the situation.
Yeah, and he'll tell me that and tell me like you're overreacting, it's not as bad as you're making it out to be. Um, he'll tell me like people have it worse, but I'm trying to explain to him how it feels, and it seems like he doesn't either care or doesn't want to hear my feelings. He just wants to tell me it's fine and hope that I'll forget about it and like leave him alone, I guess.
In those moments when you guys are talking, how does that like what is how do you feel like at that time?
It feels very frustrating for me. It feels like he's not listening. And when he comes to me with his problems, I'll try to listen. I'll try to help him through it, and um, I'll I'll give him advice on what I think he should do. But when I go and do the same thing, I tell him like, "Hey, I'm going through this really tough thing at work." He'll just immediately brush it off and say, "You're fine." So it really just makes me feel upset, because I feel like I'm not getting the same respect back that I give to him.
Hmm. Okay, so it is basically respect level is not you guys are not there. When you feel like you guys are not there, respecting both perspectives, or
Hmm.
you feel like your feelings are not validated in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's more of me just validating his feelings, and then I don't get that same thing back. So it's hard for me to want to show him that respect if I'm not going to get it back, because then it's just like, why am I the only one doing it?
So it's just like a look you withdraw when
Hmm.
basically when he comes to you. And I can understand that will put you in a disassociation type of state. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to deal or I don't want to address your issues because when mines are at when I put my issues out there, you basically don't acknowledge or you don't understand, right? Um,
Hmm.
have you ever had these emotions like with your parents?
So for them, it's kind of hard for me to like open up and like show those emotions to them as well. Because I mean, my relationship with them growing up was pretty good, but I feel like whenever I would show any sort of negative emotion, whether it was I was upset or angry, um, it would kind of just come back at me and I would get in trouble or I would get scolded. Um, it was never really like they were listening and trying to understand and trying to help me. Being my parents, it kind of seemed like they just, if it was any sort of negative emotion, they would immediately get upset with me for acting out. So it's hard to kind of feel comfortable opening up now because it's kind of hard to feel like they'll actually try to understand now.
So with both situations, if you experience the being shut out as a child, it's kind of triggering now with you developing that relationship with your boyfriend.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just whenever he acts like that towards me, it just reminds me of those childhood memories with my parents and my dad, and um, it just kind of makes me feel like it almost makes me feel like my feelings aren't worthy because if no one has ever really cared to understand them or hear them, like it must just be that it doesn't matter.
What do you what do you want to develop in our sessions that can assist you with developing proper coping skills to overcome these overwhelming feelings that you're having now?
Yeah, so I think just having the outlet to talk to someone and express my feelings in a way where I won't feel judged is definitely a start. But then also kind of learning how to cope with those overwhelming feelings and maybe even learning how to enjoy work and enjoy school and like find those happy moments and focus on those rather than just focusing on being so overwhelmed and upset. I think it's hard for me to look at the positive. I've been so stuck in the negative for so long. It's hard to see like a light at the end of the tunnel. So I think just learning how to deal with my emotions in a positive way would be something I hope I could get from this.
Do you find this session as feel comfortable talking about these experiences?
I think I do. I think I don't have much of an issue talking about it as much as I do um, with the way it's received by people. And that's why I've been kind of keeping to myself so long is the people that I would speak to, they wouldn't understand or they wouldn't try to understand. And it felt like they were just dismissing what I was saying. So I think I think having a positive outlet to express these things would help, but it's just been hard for me to find that in my personal life.
So you need more of a positive support.
Hmm.
Okay. And just more of a listener than someone judging you and someone validating your emotions and just having basically a comfort zone, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I think just having that positive influence and a space to express myself without fear of kind of ruining a relationship over it. Um, I guess that would be what I would hope.
Okay. Well, I can be an assistant or a help for that.
Mhm.
And